Have you ever realized that the person making the most noise in the room is often the least secure, constantly speaking, constantly trying to prove something, always in pursuit of validation? Meanwhile, the one who stays low, who walks in silence, that is the one who usually comes out ahead. Let me tell you something. Life has an uncanny ability to give you exactly what you require, but only at the moment you are ready. But that readiness comes from silence. It comes from knowing how to stay calm. It shows up only when you stop forcing things, stop pleading, and stop explaining yourself to people who were never truly listening. That is when life starts aligning in your favor. The correct things arrive, the right people remain, and the wrong ones quietly drift away. You do not need to chase anything, stay quiet and watch it unfold. Silence carries more strength than you think. It is not just the lack of speaking, it is a deep awareness. The instant you resist the urge to explain, defend, or prove your value to those who are not worthy of your energy, you begin to reclaim your own power. You begin to hear more than words. You start tuning into what is unspoken, the energy in the air, the unspoken motives in people's actions, the truth buried beneath all the surface noise. Most people cannot handle silence. They speak out of fear. They fear going unnoticed. They talk to feel present. They assume being louder equates to being stronger. But actual strength is not found in how much you say, it lives in the moments you choose to remain still. It is found in discipline, in watching, in waiting to truly understand before reacting to anything. Think about the individuals you respect the most, the visionaries, the leaders, the ones who effortlessly own every room. They do not fill spaces with empty noises. They are not busy trying to prove something. When they speak, people listen. And why is that? Because their speech is measured. Their words come from wisdom, not from a need to be seen. That is the true power of being quiet. When you talk less, you begin listening not just outwardly but inwardly as well. You start to recognize your own thoughts with more clarity. You see the red flags you earlier missed. You notice exactly who is on your side and who is simply playing a role. Because when you are always speaking, you cannot take in your surroundings. You are too distracted to interpret subtle behavior. But here is the truth. People expose their real selves every day if you are paying attention. But many miss it, too busy trying to assert something. When silence becomes your response, you make space for people to reveal who they really are. You do not need to question loyalty, just observe. You do not need to demand respect. Become still and see who continues to give it. Living in alignment does not require loud statements, it requires understanding. When you listen more, you learn more. You detect windows of opportunity long before others notice. You see warning signs before they catch you off guard. Silence sharpens your insight, and insight is what divides the strong from the weak. Think of a match of chess. The best players are not impulsive. They remain composed, studying every move. They sit still, silently anticipating how the situation will evolve. That is how life works. Those who talk too much, they show their weaknesses prematurely. They let the world into their thoughts too easily. But the one who listens, the one who gives nothing away, that person stays ahead. People value silence more than chatter. Anyone can speak, anyone can boast, but true strength does not declare itself, it is felt. It exists in presence, in control, in decision. And when you stop explaining, you gain clarity. You notice shifts in people, tone changes, subtle doubts. You see when their words and energy do not match. This depth of awareness is rare. Most people miss it because they talk to avoid quiet. They fear what silence might show, but silence is revealing. The quietest people in the room often hold the most power, not because they have nothing to add, but because they are watching, learning, absorbing. They understand that sometimes saying nothing is the most strategic move. It makes space for truth to enter. You start hearing how much of the world's talk is noise, empty dialogue, arguments that achieve nothing, explanations that change no one's mind. Silence helps you stop reacting impulsively. It gives you a buffer between emotion and response. It allows you to move carefully, clearly, and decisively. Through silence, you begin filtering out the ones who drain your energy. You no longer invest in draining discussions. You stop feeling the need to answer every doubt or insult. Strength doesn't argue, it is consistent, it remains solid. Some of life's biggest wins happen when you choose not to respond, when your silence becomes your strategy, when you protect your emotions and deny people control of your reactions. Because the moment someone learns how to provoke you, they own you. But when you stay grounded, when you deny them that power, you become unshakable. Silence is rare in a world that celebrates noise, but true value is not spoken, it is embodied. It is present in your discipline, in knowing when not to speak. When you choose silence, you begin to absorb more. You become wiser, stronger, more selective, because wisdom is born in stillness, and strength is forged in patience. When you are not desperate, you stop pushing. You learn that chasing pushes what you want further away. Whether it is success, people, or opportunity, the more desperate you are, the more they slip away. Think about catching a butterfly. The more you reach for it, the more it avoids you. But when you stand still, calm and collected, it returns. Life is no different. Chasing gives off the energy of lack, and nothing of true value responds to neediness. When you know your worth, you cease overextending. You stop initiating every conversation. You stop begging for approval. You let people reveal their intentions, and those who are meant for you begin to show up unprompted, not because you forced them to, but because your silence highlighted your value. The same energy works in success. Where the people who win do not force or beg, they prepare in silence. They build, wait, and trust. They are not the loudest in the room. They are the most consistent when no one is watching. Their calm confidence draws things to them, not because they flaunt it, but because they don't need to. Those who constantly seek attention lose credibility over time, but those who move quietly attract others without trying. They are secure, they are solid. Desperation repels, confidence attracts. And when you stop trying so hard, everything starts changing. You speak with more certainty, you stop settling, you stop begging for affection, because love and respect do not require performance. What is meant for you flows toward you. You're no longer needy, you are whole. And from that fullness, things finally begin to arrive. It is not manipulation, it is alignment. You trust in what you bring to the table. You understand that real connections require no convincing. True opportunities come when you are prepared, not when you are begging. When you stop obsessing, things begin to move. That job calls, that person reaches out, that door opens, not luck, just timing, because sometimes you must stop chasing and start allowing. The tighter you hold on, the more things slip away. But when you let go, you give life a chance to align in your favor. Real power is never in the pursuit, it is in the confidence that you never had to chase it to begin with. That same silence protects you in other ways. It guards your dreams, it shields your plans. Not everyone should know what you're building. Some want to hear your goals just to plant doubt. Others just want a glimpse to copy them or block them. Some simply want to see you fail. When you overshare, you open the door too wide. And once your ideas are open, they are vulnerable. That's why the most powerful people move in private. They build where no eyes can see. When they finally show results, it's already too late to doubt them. That's how you build your authority, not with words, but by letting your progress speak. Calling attention to your ideas before they are fully formed invites confusion and distraction. Not everyone wishes you well. Some silently compete. Some hope you do not follow through. Keep your plans close. Let them wonder what you're working on. Keep your circle small and your vision protected. The ones who understand will not need an explanation. The ones who do not never did. You owe no one updates. You owe them results, and those come not from noise, but from discipline. No lion roars all day to prove it is a lion. It simply moves like one. The loudest in the room is rarely the most powerful. True presence needs no announcement. When you stop defending, people reveal whether they respected your path or were just waiting to see you fall. Silence reveals motives. Sit back and observe who still checks in when you stop reaching out, who pushes boundaries when you no longer explain yourself, who pulls away when you stop making an effort. These are the truths that words might hide, but silence uncovers it all. And what you learn through that silence will show you who deserves your energy and who never did. Stay silent, stay steady, and let your actions do what words never could. Taking a moment before you respond gives you space to truly understand, to see the situation clearly before allowing emotions to take over. In silence, You begin to notice what the noise would have distracted you from. You observe who truly respects your boundaries and who only follows them when it suits them. You notice who checks in out of care and who only contacts you when they need something. You recognize who values your presence and who simply craves your attention. Some individuals do not listen to understand, they listen to react. They listen in order to argue, to twist words, to further their own goals. But once you stop speaking, they can no longer feed off your energy, and that is when their real intentions surface. That moment reveals whether they were ever truly for you or just in favor of the version of you they could manage. Silence uncovers who truly honors your choices even when you offer no explanation, who remains by your side even when you go quiet, and who still supports you without needing to be convinced of your worth. Because genuine relationships, whether in love, in family, or between friends, do not rely on repeated justifications. They do not depend on constant validation. True connections exist even amidst silence. They stay steady even without words. The people who constantly want you to explain yourself are the ones who never actually understood you. The ones who are angered when you stop justifying yourself are those who felt safest only when they could control your decisions. And the ones who disappear when your voice does, they were never really there for you at all. Silence is not weakness. It is not avoidance. It is not a lack of communication. Silence is strategy. It protects your inner peace. It unveils truth. It reveals who is truly worthy of your presence, because those who are truly meant for you will not require repeated clarifications. They will read your heart even when you say nothing. They will stand by you without the need for validation. They will stay present without constant dialogue. Truth becomes undeniable when the noise settles, and the moment you accept silence fully, everything becomes clear. Validation is like a hidden addiction, discreet yet powerful, and it controls more people than they realize. It starts innocently enough, a desire to be seen, a hope to feel acknowledged, a wish to be told you are doing well. But soon it becomes unconscious. You dress to impress, speak for approval, chase things you never even wanted, simply because they look good to others. And in that effort, you lose who you really are. The craving for validation is one of life's most deceptive traps. It keeps people small. It holds them in place. It stifles growth by making them afraid to be different, afraid to walk alone, afraid to live authentically. Because when your worth is shaped by others, you hand them control over your identity. You allow them to dictate what is acceptable, what is successful, and what makes you valuable. And in doing so, you surrender your own voice. Real power seeks no permission. It does not beg for attention or chase applause. Acts without needing approval. The ones who embody true power are not loud, they are certain. They move with secure intention. They require no spotlight to feel valid. They do not explain their steps, they just take them. When you stop needing outside approval, a new kind of respect emerges, one that comes not only from others, but also from within. When you fully know your value, you begin making decisions without waiting for confirmation. You stop hesitating before the next step. You stop craving likes, praise, or attention because your worth is no longer tied to praise. And that is when real confidence is born. People admire those who do not chase attention. They are drawn to individuals who hold themselves with quiet conviction, the kind of presence that does not raise its voice, yet commands the room. Because deep down, everyone knows true power does not need a stage, it simply exists. Look at the world's most resilient, admired, and effective people. They are rarely the loudest. They do not constantly seek affirmation. They stay grounded in their mission. They build quietly. They take steps with purpose, not to be seen, but because they believe. They act not to be applauded, but because it aligns. Chasing validation weakens you. It hands your identity to someone else. If others have to tell you you are good enough, you will always fear their silence. And what happens when the applause fades, when praise stops coming? If your strength depends on attention, then its absence will destroy you. That is why self-validation is vital. When you know how to reassure yourself, criticism loses power. The lack of applause cannot shake you. Rejection no longer defines you. Because your belief in yourself is not fragile, it is built on solid truth. You are worthy whether they see it or not. There's nothing wrong with being appreciated, but needing that appreciation makes you dependent on it, and dependence gives others control. It keeps you performing for approval. But true power is found in knowing that you do not need everyone to agree with your path. You do not need to be understood to be credible. The world respects the ones who are focused, too focused to look for validation, too devoted to their purpose to seek applause. That is where real strength comes from. When you stop reaching externally for confirmation, something in you changes. You no longer wait for permission to move forward. You stop explaining decisions to those who will never understand. You stop dimming your light so others feel secure. You begin standing in truth, boldly, completely, unapologetically. And that energy, that confidence, that is what others start to feel and respect. The most influential people are rarely demanding attention. They attract it. Not because they chase it, but because they never needed it. What makes them different? It is not about popularity. It is not about pleasing. It is the deep conviction to keep pushing forward, whether noticed or not. Respect is not something you beg for. It is something you generate by being consistent, by staying rooted, by showing the world who you are without watering down your truth. The day you stop seeking approval is the day everything changes. You act without doubting. You walk away from people who do not see you. You stop forcing yourself into spaces that were never meant for you. And even if no one says anything, they notice the difference. They feel it. Because power is quiet, it does not yell, it does not seek acceptance, it exists because it is true. And once you accept that truth, you become unstoppable. Absence is one of the most revealing teachers you will ever encounter. It speaks louder than reasoning. It communicates more clearly than repetition. When you are always available, always giving, always present, people forget what it means to have you. They begin to expect your loyalty. They treat your presence as guaranteed. But the moment you remove yourself, something shifts. Suddenly, your value becomes visible. People do not often see what they have when it is always within reach. They presume love, loyalty, and effort are owed, that no matter what you will keep showing up. But when silence replaces your words, when absence replaces your generosity, the emptiness speaks. It confronts them with what they once ignored. Absence is the reminder no one saw coming. It creates a void, a hollow space where warmth once lived. And in that space, the truth reveals itself. Those constant phone calls, those little acts of care, that steady presence, now that they are gone, people feel their weight. The difference is impossible to ignore. Presence often goes unnoticed, but absence becomes undeniable. It rearranges perspectives. It highlights priorities. If someone truly cared, your silence will move them. They will take steps. They will reflect. They will return. But if your absence means nothing, it was never you they valued. That is your answer. Sometimes the only way someone will understand your worth is by living without it. No words could teach them, but the void will. And when you step away, they are left with only themselves and the realization of what they lost. You cannot convince anyone to care. You cannot force appreciation. You cannot keep offering yourself only to be overlooked. The more you push, the more they distance. The more you explain, the less they listen. But when you fall silent, when you withdraw, they have to face themselves. That stillness is the moment of truth. The ones who care will feel it. The ones who never really did will not. And as painful as that is, at least it is honest. Because that clarity frees you. You stop justifying. You stop repeating yourself. You stop waiting. Some lessons only come through distance. It is not a game. It is not manipulation. It is self-respect. And when people are forced to sit with their own behavior in your absence, it brings forward a truth that words never could. If they miss you, they will come forward. If they love you, they will say so. If they value you, they will show it. If not, you will finally be free from chasing what was never meant for you. Silence teaches. Distance reveals. And absence becomes a filter, removing anyone who was only present for comfort, not connection. And finally, there is the matter of time and learning to trust it. In a world driven by instant gratification, we learn to expect quick progress, fast growth, immediate answers. But nature shows another way. The seed does not sprout the day it is planted. Flowers bloom in their season. Trees grow quietly day by day, shedding and renewing. The earth never rushes, yet everything gets done. The river flows at its own pace, yet it always moves forward. You are no different. Your journey is unfolding, even when you cannot see it. There is no harm in moving slowly if you are still moving. Growth takes time. Strength is built patiently. Trusting the timing of your life means letting go of your deadline, releasing comparison, accepting that you are exactly where you need to be. Just like a seed takes root long before it grows above the surface, your efforts are building something beneath. Stay the course, keep showing up, trust the invisible changes, because soon, at the right moment, you will bloom. And when you do, you will look back and realize everything happened as it was meant to, in perfect time.